Problems in writing history. As history is considered to be a record, a graph, a system of engineering, a pattern of cultivation, a record of art, and also a philosophy, history must be provided with accuracy, authenticity, and reliability. Here, the historian has to face so many problems in writing history. A person who is writing history is called as historian. The pattern of writing history is also called as the craft of history. Craft of writing history. It is a skill by itself. A skill of understanding the ego, a skill of understanding the geography, a skill of understanding the time. These three are very much essential for the historian or any researcher in history to write history. Here basically some of the problems faced by the historian are discussed. Of them, the first two facets are considered to be geography and chronology. There is a very much classical adage by George Hucliet that history is having two eyes, geography and chronology, and it is the sun and the moon in the sky of history. That means, according to Richard Hucliet, geography and chronology are playing a very vital role. What do you mean by geography? Geography is the screen or the location on which the will of the mankind is realized as an action. It is offering four important things. One is circumstance. That means the surrounding pressure force of the environment or the ecology, static and changing, will be providing a circumstance for the man in order to do a particular thing. It may be his survival, it may be cultivation, it may be conquest, it may be an innovation, it may be a preaching. Whatever the action it may be, it is totally influenced by the nature and block which is surrounding him. It is the circumstance that is very much determinant of the locative function of the history. And secondly, geography provides circumference. That means the human action cannot be expanded at will. He is having his own limitations. The physical body cannot move for a further line. That is why there must be a geographical circumference. It may be a plateau area, or a rural area, or a pastoral area, or a riverine zone, or a hilly track, or a terrain. In this way, the circumference of the activity is very much identified. The circumference always leads a person in order to do a particular thing in the circumstantial pressure with which he is subjected to. Third one, geography will be presenting a catalyst. A catalyst is basically that particular thing which will be influencing the human physical assets in order to react for a particular thing. That particular catalyst is the basic idea which is there behind all the inventions, starting from throwing a stone against an animal or swinging with a particular hanging branch of a tree or making fire. All these are all primary innovations which are not recorded by the man, but which are basically directing the human culture throughout. These particular catalysts must be understood only with reference to the landscape or the geography in which the individual is surviving. Fourthly, the geography is also commanding one more important phenomena called as comprehension. This particular comprehension is a sum total of the circumstantial, circumferential, and catalyzing factors which are functioning as the external cover to the human activity. The human society may be an individual, may be a family, may be a dynasty, may be a clan, may be a tribe, of whatever quantity it may be, of whatever quality it may be. It's all totally governed by the geography, the food structure, the ecology, the relationship with the livestock, the adjustment to the seasonality. These are all totally controlled by the geography. It will be providing a locative perspective to the human action. That particular locative perspective is very much essential because man is a physical unit, a biological unit, a sociological unit. Being biological, sociological, and physical, he has to carry on his realization of his will in a tangible terminology that can be assessed only through the understanding of the geography. That is why identifying the relationship with geography is the primary problem for any history student or history researcher or history writer. That means, unless and until he is not clear about the identification with the landscape or the topography or the topology, he will not be in a position to locate the action. The second step is chronology. Chronology literally means a science of time, scaling the time. When we are understanding the fathoms of past, when we are trying to identify the present as a later phenomena, present is only the threshold between the future and the past. In such a situation, if we want to identify the human past or the history or the corpus of activities, the role of time is very much identified. There, the chronology is very much essential. The importance of chronology can be found in identifying the cosmic accuracy to a particular human action. For example, a war has taken place. Why a war has taken place? When a war has taken place? Where a war has taken place? So that why, where, and when are to be explained in terms of geography and also chronology. In the same way, if a revolution takes place, we have to understand the accuracy in the origin of the revolution or the ideology behind the revolution. That accuracy can be attributed to a particular time scale. So the accuracy is established by a conjoined observation of the place and action and also the will and the action. When will and action are amalgamated on a particular point of time, we can identify the impact of the mind time and the mindset. The mindset is the particular item which will be translating the concepts, behavioralism, actions and reactions within the human scenario, invisibly functioning but visibly controlling. That means there are two factors. One is the nature or the geography, which is the screen on which the ego is functioning, and the time is the scalar factor, which is reflecting the impact of the cosmic energy reflected through the geographical and biological forces. These two are the basic aspects which must be considered for the benefit of the writing a good history. If there is no geographical clarity, if there is no chronological clarity, one cannot write a good history. When we are speaking Indian history, we must know what is India, where is India, what is the location of India. It requires its global location, cosmic location, regional location, sub-regional location, continental location. All these things can be tallied with reference to the time scale also. At what time a particular action is carried out. That means it is totally representing the refractive point of the mindset of the human mind with reference to the geography and the chronology, the seasonality and the terrestriality. When both these work, the ego will be reacting, recording an event and originating for an event, So that particular event is attested through the presence of the artifacts. Then only the writing of history commences. That geography and chronology is the beginning point for history.